Hi there. So, talking about how protein powders are marketed. And you might remember a few weeks ago, I talked a little bit about supplements and lawsuits against supplement companies because they have heavy metals and other toxic things and additives in their supplements. And it's really important to know what you're buying, and marketing is very tricky, especially in the health and wellness industry, because they use buzzwords to make things sound like they're healthy and amazing, and in turn they're not always that way, and actually most of the time they're not that way. But protein powders are a big deal. They're marketed as kind of this solution to weight loss or muscle gain or getting vitamins or this or that. And most of them do not have high quality ingredients or vitamins in them. Most of them aren't sourcing things from organic sites. Most have additives, and most are not really transparent about what is going in their shake or supplement. And this isn't something that's like highly regulated, and what is regulated by the FDA is like so little, so you can't always trust that. But what you want to look for is a company that's actually really transparent about what they're doing. And what that means is generally on their website, they're willing to share all of their certifications with you, where they get their stuff, that they're third-party tested, that they're certified organic, that they don't have warnings about heavy metals. And if they don't have this on the website and you can call the company, they should be able to share these certifications with you. And if they don't want to talk to you, or if they can't, or if they skirt around the issue, that's a sign to not use the product. And I can tell you firsthand from working in biotech how important transparency is. It was really eye-opening to see a lot of medical testing companies, not mine, not being transparent about what they were doing. And at my company, you could call up and ask any question about technology, what things cost, reagents, data, and we would just give that out to people. And it was often in our marketing materials, it was listed on the website, 100% transparency. And not a lot of companies are like this. And so I find it interesting. There's this guy, Dr. G, who has a great podcast and Instagram. Check him out. I'll tag him here. But he did an investigation on protein powders, and essentially it was about how many heavy metals were in there, because that's a risk you run sometimes with processed things, is you end up with lead and other toxins in processed foods. And there has to be a certain level for it to be considered safe. And so if you're drinking a protein shake every day that has these things in them, heavy metals and other toxins can build up over time and can lead to symptoms people have: weight gain, brain fog, digestive issues, hormone issues, etc. But can also lead to cancer development if you have enough of these levels, and depending what's going on in your body. So it's really important to empower yourself and to educate yourself and to know what you're putting in your body. And I would encourage you to listen to the podcast for more information and to hear the 30-ish companies that wouldn't even talk to him or give him any information about their product, because lack of transparency is almost always a sign that someone is hiding something. And so if you're a big protein powder, protein shake person, I'd take a listen and make sure yours isn't listed. I'll give you an example of 3 that people talk about all the time, or 2. Let me do 2 that I know for sure. One is Vega Protein. It's in Whole Foods. It's a plant-based protein. Yeah, they refuse to talk to anyone about what's in their product, and that's a little scary. And another one that came up that refuses to talk to him, which I'm not surprised, is Shakeology, which, if you're not familiar, is part of multi-level marketing, Beachbody. It's not a high-quality product. I had a nutritionist and a personal trainer tell me this years ago in LA. even the things they're transparent about aren't good, but they're not even willing to share what's in their product. And they actually recently, a few years ago, had a lawsuit because they were lying about what was in their product. And so before you spend hundreds of dollars on protein shakes, you might want to know what's in them and what's not in them, and making sure there's not high levels of heavy metals and additives, and there's actually high quality vitamins in there and protein source, etc. Because a lot of these protein shakes make it look like they're super healthy, and if you drink them, you're gonna get healthy, and a lot of times you're just putting junk in your body. So listen to the podcast. I didn't do this investigation, but I personally don't love protein shakes. They're not whole foods. At most, I drink them like 3 times a week. They're a good transition for someone who's having a really hard time with nutrition, or, can't, I don't know, whatever, doesn't like to eat healthy foods, hasn't really figured that out yet, has digestive issues. Sometimes they're easier on the body, but they're not like meant to be part of a long-term diet plan. So if you have any questions, let me know. This is just to empower you with information and to make better decisions about your health, and to not be fooled by marketing, to really get the best products and foods that you can.